All right. Sorry about that. Instagram has limits. Apparently, I reached that limit of an hour. So if I didn't get to your question, then please just repost it back on here. Sorry about that. It's just, the Instagram rules. And but I want to make sure that I get your guys' questions as much as possible. I'll be on here hopefully just for another half an hour. Then I got to get back to studying because that's my life now, especially once the kids are down. So you guys go ahead and fire off whatever questions that you had I didn't get to answer. Thanks for those of you guys that are on here, USAS Spec Ops Recruiting and AM Love, for helping out and answering some of those guys' questions, and definitely giving a different aspect than whatever I have to say. Like I said, it's important to me that you guys are getting your questions answered, but don't think that like everything is going to be exactly the way anyone is saying it, because everyone has a different experience in basically their lives. Like one person, like a person who's on a different team at different indocs is going to know that you're going to have a different experience. Like every team is different, and even every indoc is different. We have set lesson plans and stuff like that. So you're going to have the same standards, but day to day is going to be different as far as attitudes and the way that things just happen. So let me start answering some of these questions here. Let's see. Club Henry, when do you go to bed and wake up at indoc? When you go to bed. Okay. Yeah, you're going to go to bed basically whatever time you want to go to bed, but I recommend, most guys end up going to bed around 8 to 9 o'clock at the latest, and then you're usually going to wake up around 3:45 or 4 o'clock in the morning. Most of the time, a lot of times you're going to have the log, so you're going to carry that over to the chow hall, put your rucks out, everyone's going to go eat, and then you're going to show up over at the schoolhouse around, it's going to take you probably 30 minutes or so to carry the log from the dorms over to the chow hall, or from the chow hall over to the dorm, or chow hall over to indoc. So that's going to take a while. Anyways, that's why the extra time is built in there. And you'll show up at the schoolhouse around 6 o'clock. You start warming up and stretching. And then most of the time you'll be done for the day by, we'll say around 4 o'clock on most days, but it can obviously go much longer than that. Why PA versus MD? For you guys that have PA questions, you can message me, but basically I like the ability of a PA to adapt. Like I can be a PA and just be like, hey, I'm going to go work with this ortho guy or this dermatology guy and focus on that for a little while. Or even some are being surgeons now. So basically I like the ability to move around. But let's talk about PJ stuff. Let's see. What stroke do PJs use while finning? Most of the guys, especially in the open water scenarios, are going to use a combat recovery stroke or just a straight up fin, depending on what the ocean's kind of like, because we're not really going to fin in anything other than the ocean. If the swells are high, then we'll definitely we'll have trouble looking at, typically we're trying to swim to a Rams bundle, or Rams is like a Zodiac that is collapsed, basically, and you throw it out the back of an airplane. So most of the time we're trying to swim to that. It has a bunch of chem lights on it. We're trying to find that in the night, and it's like 10 to 20 foot swells, and we're like, holy crap, where is that stuff? That's if you suck and you just couldn't get to the package for whatever reason. Or you're just a new guy and you just don't know how to control your canopy yet. So I definitely had those experiences as a young guy, and it just happened, whatever. But we use different kinds of strokes. Combat recovery stroke, finning. We still use that. Will I ever do one-on-one training, Austin Martinez? Eventually I will. Probably not for a while, though, just with the school thing and trying to give time to my family and study and school. It's just a lot of stuff, and I want to also make sure that these guys I'm giving up as much information to you guys on Instagram and emails and everything. So probably not for a while. Dev. Do CCT share any part of the pipeline anymore? We still go to the same dive school, Halo school, and airborne school. and SEER school. So pretty much everything except for INDOC and the apprentice course. Let's see. Yeah, Chandler Knopp. Some of the workouts, programs, CSS. Yeah, we use the combat recovery stroke in INDOC. Actually, we're going to test you on open water swims. You're going to be doing the combat recovery stroke. Also, while you're at dive school, you're going to be doing the combat recovery stroke. And then, like I said, on operational missions, we use the combat recovery stroke a lot. So you're definitely going to be tested on that and going to be utilizing that. All right, the Kevin Norman, running in my programs. So basically, you're going to be running obviously on Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. I don't have a super intense running program just because most of the guys that are starting out aren't super heavy runners and they're not used to their body getting that impact for that duration of time. So I kind of progress from basically minutes, especially in the past. You're going to be doing minutes. And that's for you to push yourself for whatever duration of minutes. And eventually, obviously, I'm going to build up to actual mileage and target times for you to actually be hitting. But it's up to you to, just like I was talking about with calisthenics, you got to make sure that you're getting the mileage in and making sure that you, or with the calisthenics, you got to make sure that you do all the reps. And then run, you got to make sure that you're holding yourself up to a standard. Tracking, you can track in the app, and you can track whatever your scores were versus what they are now. So obviously you want to see improvement, and you want to see yourself get better at whatever exercise it is. But the run, that's pretty much one of the easiest things for you to get a base in, and I recommend you getting a pretty decent base. Like I said, 8:30 pace at least per mile for at least 3 miles for you to start the program. And then after you do that, you're definitely going to feel some improvements during the program. Kenyon version 2.0. How do you do ruck runs without injuring your knees? So before you start adding on weight, you need to make sure that you're able to run a distance without injuring yourself. And then after you do that, typically what I'll do is slowly add on weight. So you'll maybe start with a weight vest, or if you have a ruck, then start with like something light, 10 pounds, whatever it is. Don't be embarrassed or feel like you need to freaking go straight for 60 pounds. You need to be able to support yourself without getting injured. That's the most important thing. And then your body will adapt after you start over weeks and weeks of you adding weight, and you'll not injure yourself. That's the most important thing. Guys look at whatever videos and they're like, holy crap, this guy's doing 60 pounds with whatever. But it doesn't show the work that the guy put in like the year prior or whatever it was to make sure that his body was ready to do that. So don't just go based off of videos. People have worked pretty hard to get wherever they're at. If you're like, damn, that guy's pretty good at whatever he's doing, then he's probably worked pretty hard, or she, whatever it is. So build it up slowly, and then take care of your body. Whiskey Sean, we don't say combat side stroke, it's combat recovery stroke. Chip Carini, we talked about it. It's 39 years old is a cutoff age for any basically military. So what type of resistance, Marcus Wolk, what type of resistance training do programs include outside of the calisthenics? So obviously we're going to do the calisthenics, and then we're going to do stuff with the weight vest on. And then when you get to the INDOC grad program, we're actually going to add sandbag, movement type stuff, and then also rucking and grassing gorillas. So all those type of things that you're going to see at INDOC. I didn't put in exercises that are unnecessary to the program or unnecessary to you actually being at INDOC. Everything that I put in there is geared towards you graduating specifically indoc and, coming out uninjured and successful. So that's what you can kind of expect on that. And also there's WaterCon included. Travis B. What college degrees could help you through the PJ indoc to pipeline? If you're planning on just being a PJ, honestly, I don't think that any specific degree or anything is going to be helping you out too much. Honestly, don't waste your time. Just go. If you want to be a PJ, then freaking go be a PJ. Afterwards, you can get whatever degrees you want to get. But while you're young or while you have the time, don't pursue another thing. Just make sure you're ready to go, and then go. Do it. And you'll be happier for that. Because, the most important thing that we have right now, especially you guys that are a little bit younger, is time. You're not going to get that back. It's not going to help you, for the most part, later on to get older. I'm sure those guys that are 32 and trying to work up to it right now can attest to that. It's not gonna being older is not really gonna help you as far as the physical aspect. So, all right. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna add this on YouTube. It saved the last video. Hopefully, I pressed the save button, so hopefully that's gonna work out. TJXLS, chances of getting a sear slot if washed out. That's not the right mentality to have, first of all. Like, you shouldn't be thinking about, like, oh, crap, a washout, hey, what's my back plan? Like, I always tell guys, like I says on my shirts, burn the boats. Friggin', there's only one option for you to have, and that is to pass and graduate, be a PJ. If you go in with a mentality, you're like, I guess I probably could do this job too, or whatever. Like, just go into it knowing that you're going to pass. Like, this is the only thing that you're going to do. That being said, yes, you probably can get here. I don't know what that means. Akazankano. For what you see on the SFTA athletes Instagram page and story, do you think it's a well-rounded program? I don't know. I've seen him stop by Indoc a couple times. I think he's a great dude, and his prior PJ. Now he's obviously an officer and works in the medical field. I can't say specifically anything about it because I haven't really seen his program, but he's a good dude. Uh-oh. Let's see. August, you want to get up on here? I thought you were ignoring my texts. All right. Let's get August O'Neill on here. So real quick, he's a PJ currently, and he has a pretty interesting past, I guess. Basically, we worked down at Indoc for a while together. He sat right across from me, him and Kai. So I kind of miss having Kai around, but Kai's his dog. So basically, yeah, worked together for a while, and I'm sure that he has some insights as far as the battlefield airman aspect goes. And he's not an instructor right now, but he's currently stationed at an SDS squadron. So let's go ahead and just get him on here and talk to him. So it's waiting for. What's up?
How you doing, man? I've gotten no text from you, I promise, man. I got your email.
Oh, really? I don't know why it sent to your email. Like, I sent it to your phone number, and then when you responded. Oh, Jason! What's up?
How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, I don't know why it sent it to your. Like, I got a response from your email, but it's on my text message, so I don't know what's going on with that.
Oh, okay, I'll text you my real number, man.
Oh, you got a fake number? Is that the one you pass out?
No, I'm saying like you obviously don't have it, so I'll text you my number.
All right. What do you guys? All right, I'll talk about it. So, anyways, go ahead and introduce yourself and tell these guys kind of what you're about. Yeah, a little bit of your past.
9:45.
We should be taking some like
He's breaking up.
They watch with no
My name is August O'Neill. I'm a PJ. I'm stationed down at STTS down at Hurlburt Air Force Base. Injured in 2011, and had my left leg amputated in 2014 due to my injury, and I've been fully returned to duty, and I'm working on getting back to a team right now. So.
Hell yeah! So
it's
pretty badass. I know he says this all the time, and he talks about his injury and what happened. I'm sure you guys can probably find some more about August O'Neill out there and exactly what happened. I'm sure he's tired of telling the story all the time, but so he went through a lot of stuff, and basically it's pretty astounding that he was able to, go through all the stuff that he did. And then he sat across from me like for years. Well, he worked at CSS for a while because they didn't know what to do with him because he was injured. He's like, well, he can't do the PJ stuff. And then he sat freaking across from me at Indoc, and he was like, not technically an instructor, but he worked there. And
pretty much.
He was getting tossed around like being told that, oh, we have a program for you to go to. We have something for you to do. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh, wait, you can't do this. Oh, wait. But the best thing about this is because he's August O'Neill, like he didn't stop trying to get back to be a PJ, even though, being through all that stuff. I mean, there was a while where I saw him at Vegas, and I'm sure you kind of remember those dark days whenever you were in Vegas, you still had your leg, and you were on a lot of pain medications.
Yeah,
and,
it was rough.
Yeah. So anyways, I mean, the coolest thing about that years and years, I mean, how many years was it that happened to the point where you're at now?
2011 is when I got injured. 2014 got the leg cut off, and 2015 is when I got fully returned to duty-ish. And now, still fighting to get my currencies redone so that I can rejoin the team. So.
Dang. So, wait. So just for those guys that don't know real quick, just tell them what STTS is.
STTS is Special Tactics Training Squadron. It's basically where PJs, controllers, TACP, SALT go before they join a Special Tactics team. For pararescue, we have rescue side and Special Tactics side, and it's where they go to get trained up basically to learn how to be on the Special Tactics side of our job, working under AFSOC and SOCOM.
All right. So Jason's over there with you. He just graduated from the apprentice course again.
Again.
Yeah, he graduated with me, and then he got out for a while, and then he had to go back, I guess. What's the rule? Like, how many years do you have to be out before you have to go back again?
The Air Force says 6. The 5 for the career field says 5.
Yeah, there you go.
So 5 to 6.
All right. So real quick, because we have a couple people on here, best advice, like, let's start with you, August, like as far as Indoc and the things that you've seen, or like something that's really kept you motivated throughout this entire time to attain your goal. And then we'll go to Jason and just like stuff about the apprentice course that you think guys should really know or focus on.
Well, basically, I mean, Indoc and stuff, guys. Indoc is going to train you up, crawl, walk, run. A lot of people I see that come to me for advice are wondering, what can I do to get better? You guys got to know the basics. You got to know the basics of the job. Got to know the basic standards. Be able to do a lot of calisthenics. Be mentally strong more than anything else. Your mental strength is what's going to get you through friggin' everything. Because if you don't have that, you can be the biggest, strongest guy out there, and guess what? You're going to quit in the pool. You're going to quit on the run. You're going to quit when your team really needs you. So your mental strength really is what needs to be built up. So if you don't have it, I don't know what to tell you to get it, but basically that's what you're going to be tested on most when it comes to indoc and throughout your whole entire career.
So what really kept you like motivated? Like, was there an experience that you had when you were downrange in Afghanistan and you're like picking up some dude or whatever? Like, what kept you motivated after, you know, the incident?
Man, look, bottom line, like every single job that you have is going to come with its pluses, its minuses. There's going to be people you love. There's going to be people you don't like. With this job, once I started doing it and got deployed, like I was having the time of my life in Afghanistan, like going out there, picking up guys, actually seeing what you're doing is making a difference, picking up dudes that, you know, like should not be alive today, and then going into the hospital and seeing the fact that like everything that you did is what kept them alive right now. And then for me, it took it a step further because after I got injured, I was in the hospital and I was going through rehab with people that had been picked up by PJs, and they're only alive and they're only the way they are because PJs picked them up and saved their life, you know? And that was a huge thing for me to realize that what we're doing makes that big of a difference later on in life. It's not just, hey, we drop them off at the hospital and it's done, you know? So mentally that meant a lot more to me, and really stepped up my mentality to be like, man, I'm not done doing this job. So, I mean, that's what's kept me in the fight, that like, hey, not only was I having a good job, but I know firsthand exactly what our job is doing for people.
Yeah, that's like the best feeling in the world, bring somebody home. And even we don't get to see it very often, and you're lucky if you do, but, you know, it's kind of like, you know, what really drives everyone as PJs, like to imagine that person that you saw, they were jacked up, their leg was blown off, whatever happened, they didn't look like they were going to survive, but like thinking about them going home, being able to see their family, hug their kids again, if they have their arms, hopefully, but hopefully hug their kids again, and you know, at least kiss them.
Prosthetics for that.
Yeah, they have prosthetics for that, but they can kiss them, whatever. But yeah, that's cool, man. All right, let's go to Jason. Just stuff you think guys should know about the apprentice course, and then what really made you want to come back after that hiatus. And you are a PA currently also, just so you guys know, he's a PA. So I'm trying to be him, a PJ, SPA, whatever.
Yeah, it's a good question. The civilian world, you know, is a little bit different than the PJ world, obviously. Once you get a taste of the PJ world, you typically want to stay attached to those groups of guys in one form or another, which is, you know, wanted to keep me involved with that career field, and especially the guard. So I'm an Alaska guard guy. So the guard versus active duty versus reserves, completely different. So I live in Florida, but I can actually have the obligation to work out of Alaska, which is, you know, incredible. There's not a lot of jobs that allow you to do that. So one, obviously the medical aspect for me, being a PA, being a PJ, the Alaska Guard unit, we do a lot of medical missions out of the Alaska Guard unit. And even now, today, one of the busiest rescue units in the entire DOD. So that's certainly something that drew me back to that career field and that environment. As far as going back to the apprentice course, you know, in this day and age, I thought it was a lot easier. You know, bit of an older guy, we can all say that and smile, which Brian is doing. So obviously, you know, you had the bare minimums and you had the ones that are above that. So you don't want to be the bare minimum guy.
What was it called?
You want to be able to do as much as you can on the bare minimum side of things. So don't show up to the apprentice course thinking it's going to be easy, because it's not. You know, the apprentice course is a 6-month course. It's freaking, you know, it's heavy in medicine, it's heavy in land nav, it's heavy in tactics, air ops, water ops, you name it. So as long as you're in shape, it's going to be a lot easier for you. Obviously, if you like medicine, even better.
Yeah, I mean, even though you had to go through it again and do the whole school thing, I'm sure it sucked, but, you know, hopefully it was a little bit worth it in the end. I'm sure you're pretty good in your medical stuff since you're a freaking PA, but you know, it's probably decent to get familiarized with the jumping and the other stuff again. So,
Yeah. At the end of the day, it's all about the guys next to you.
Class
You know?
of 8902. We're not old. We're not old.
There's no better time than the guys who are next to you. I always tell guys, you know, the apprentice course, the pipeline is the best time you're ever going to have in your career, you know. And I was staying at the dorm, so it was like a frat guy, the Godfather. It was freaking awesome.
Yeah, that was really some of the best times, and it's cool that you get to relive it again, like being with all the dudes and actually like bonding with all the guys that you're going to be on a team with. Because we all know, like, whenever you actually get back to your duty station, it's kind of like, you know, life takes over, and you don't get to spend as much time with all the dudes that you're going to be with, especially on deployment.
Right.
Until you get there, and then you're like, stop farting on the freaking cots, or stop, you're on the top bunk, and you're like, whatever. You're just like, oh my God, I hate you. But, you know, we get past that stuff. But I don't want to take up too much of you guys' time. Hopefully I can have you on here if I get your actual number this time instead of emailing you. But I know you guys are looks like you're at a restaurant or something right now.
It's at my dad's house, actually. Yes.
It's your dad's house? Man, he has a pretty well decorated.
This is a little oasis, man. There we go.
The rough life, boys.
Rough life.
Oh, snap. That's a pretty nice.
Not too bad.
Welcome to Florida.
All right. Well, thanks for coming on. Next time, hopefully, we can get a little more in depth with the story and stuff. But I'm going to answer some of these guys' questions. If you guys want to like chime in or text on some of their questions or whatever, feel free. But yeah, thanks for coming on, and hopefully we can do it again in the future. Jason, sorry I missed you whenever you got here to San Antonio, passing through. But you know, next time we'll chat. But all right, I'll ask some of these guys questions. I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks again for coming on.
All right, brother. We'll talk to you later, man. I'll text you my number.
All right, cool, man. Later.
Later. Yeah.
All right. So I hope you guys enjoyed hearing from August. It's always good to like see these guys again that you don't really get to see very often. But you know, I really appreciate them coming on here and taking the time out of their I don't know if it was busy, but you know, their relaxation time. So yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, so most of the guys that are commenting on here and actually know stuff about this are PJs that I know. I'll correct whatever stuff I feel like is, you know, not an actual thing. So yeah. PJs, there's one PJ station in Hawaii. It's functional for PACAF. Pretty much it. All right. If you guys have any other questions, we'll go ahead and answer those. But if not, so for NCOs trying to cross-train into the pararescue, will they work as a team member coming straight out of the pipeline or take on a team leader role? So everyone has to go through the team member portion. Typically, whenever you first get onto a team, you're going to be expected basically to know how to do some leadership aspects and be the voice of reason, you know, control some of the stuff, make sure dudes are in the correct uniform, you know, that kind of stuff, because you're an NCO, but you're not going to be a team leader per se, like downrange. But you will be kind of on an accelerated timeline or expected to be on an accelerated timeline to get your element leader and then team leader. So you don't just go from team member to team leader. You gotta be team member, element leader, and then go down to team leader. Let's see, difference in WaterCon for CCT selection versus PJ INDOC. I honestly don't know exactly how CCT does their programs or whatever. Like, I haven't been part of their training. All I can speak to is PJ INDOC training. And I'm not going to, like, tell you guys something that I don't know anything about, so I don't know that.
Let's see, 212th Rescue Squadron. Why is it an Air National Guard unit? I don't know. Alaska's weird. I don't know. If you have a bachelor's, it's best to go in as enlisted or officer. I don't know. If you want to do the mission of like a PJ, do the medical stuff, then do that. And, like no matter what the degree you have is, you can always be a crow later on. Obviously, you're gonna have to go through the same process that everyone else goes to be a crow, but you don't have to go through INDOC again. So the only thing you'll have to go through is the phase 2. So if you want to do the PJ stuff and medical aspect, then I'd recommend you doing that first. Yep, just like Amlove said, you'll see your fiance. A lot of times, like, you're going to have to talk to your fiance, tell her that you're going to be gone for basically 6 months from the time that you enter basic training. Like, you're going to do basic training for 8 weeks. You're going to do the Battlefield Airman development course, and then you're going to do the PJ INDOC development course, which is in total 18 weeks right there. And then you're going to do INDOC, which is another 9 weeks. And then you're going to do dive school, which is another 6 weeks. So you're going to be gone for a long time. And there's not really a gap in between there. You can come for graduation, maybe for like a weekend or something like that. But there's not going to be a lot of time. So expect to be gone for a long time. Get on Skype. Jay Martin, basically for buddy breathing training, tell guys to just get familiar with getting your mouth on the snorkel, passing it back and forth, and then using the smallest amount of air possible to clear that snorkel, and that'll just set you up for success. If you can just do that with a person and stay close together with your grips tight, then you'll be good to go. Mr. Eric, yeah, that Battlefield Airman program before you go to INDOC is an 8-week program that all Battlefield Airmen go to. They're trying to tailor some specific stuff to INDOC and CCT now, but don't expect it to drastically improve all of your calisthenic numbers and be a magic potion that gets you from the pass test to INDOC grad standards. Like I said, make sure that you are at grad standards before you actually even leave for basic training. Jack Downtown, hardest part of INDOC, what did you mentally do to get through it? There were a couple times that I did different stuff, but for the most part, it was looking at my teammates and making sure that I didn't let my teammates down, and then thinking about that opportunity to be able to help people later on down the road and affect their lives, just like we were talking about. Thanks again, Aaron and Love. Appreciate you commenting on these and helping me out, answering these questions. Always appreciate it. And hopefully I can have you on again soon. All right. After you get your beret, this is at Pandaroo. You have to choose what squadron you're assigned to. Yeah, you kind of get a combination of both. It's the needs of the Air Force based off of your dream list. So you always put like whatever your top couple things are. And then based off the needs of the Air Force, if that slot's open, then you'll get to go there. Dive schools in Panama City, Florida. Sedonis. There are some breaks. There are some times to take leave. It's not always the same for everybody. But like I said, I would just tell your family that expect that this is you're going to be your life. Like you're going to be gone for 5 to 6 months doing the PJ thing and making sure that you are successful. Like there's not going to be another time where you have to put in that much focused effort. Like it's, obviously it can't be that continuous for the rest of your life and career. You have to have some downtime, but there's going to be a time. I mean, when you first get in the military, it's going to be a rush of emotions and a rush of different stuff that you've never experienced before. So you have to be kind of prepared and prepare your family for that. No problem, everyone. Thanks for coming. And if you guys think of other questions, save them for the next one. I know it's going to be a while.
probably a month or so until I get on here again. But if you think about the programs, I know there's a lot of guys on here that are doing the programs, and I mean, the reason I produce these is for guys to know everything about what's supposed to happen for indoc and like how you should prepare, how you should train, because I get so many questions about like, should I be doing this? Should I be doing that? So that's why I kind of created these workouts to make sure that you guys are ready as possible. You're not going to get injured, and you're going to be able to do your job and eventually go out and save lives. I mean, that's what it's all about. It's getting you guys, hopefully, the mentality and the physical aspect to be able to save lives. So, yeah, thanks for you guys that are sitting here still. Again, Green Feet, that's the 15% off code for the merchandise as well as the programs. So thanks to all of you guys that are on here right now. I guess I got a couple more questions. Let me just do this real quick. So if you essay out of any other, this is a Fornasari CRE 17. If you SAE out of any other career field, you're not allowed to go to PJs. But if you SAE out of PJs, then you're maybe allowed to go to other career fields based on however you kind of, the way that you filled out. So you have a chance, but that being said, like if you SAE out of any career field, it's not likely that the commandant of the other program is going to want you because you SIE'd. Chris O'Leary, programs are meant to be a standalone program. Most guys, like, you're not going to really have time to do another workout program. You may be able to throw in a couple of different runs in there, but not really too much other stuff. I'm sure some of the other guys that are on here that are doing the program can attest to that. Mike One Gray, age of most guys that complete indoc the most. I would say midline is 25 years old. Let's see. The discount will expire Friday, so 5 days. It's going to expire. Yeah, so I appreciate you guys tuning in again. Again, check out my programs. I really feel like it's making a difference in the people that are doing the programs right now. A couple other things that we went over. Shirts still available. Shorts are on order. They should be here next month. Pass run time has changed to 10:10. And then we went over some of the Crow stuff as far as what we went over last video with JMac. And again, that email that you should go to get that information from Major Sean Eltis, who runs the Crow selection program, is crow, C-R-O, .selection@us.af.mil. He also threw it in here a little while ago, I saw. So if you're interested in Crow, make sure you email that. Obviously, be professional. He's the guy that's in charge of the Crow selection program. So go ahead and do that. A couple of facts we went over. 2020 eyesight is a norm. 39 years old is the cutoff age. Recruiter questions. Make sure you're asking the recruiters the recruiter questions, because I'm not a recruiter. I don't know everything that they know. So ask them. And any of the ones that were on here, I can vouch, are not going to be, running you around and saying stuff that is not true just to get you to enlist. They're going to give you the straight up answer because they're, they're in the military. They're not here to deceive you. Cal numbers. Make sure that you're at INDOC grad standards before you leave for basic training, please. Like, that's the most important thing. Then you can just focus on the team. You can just focus on getting through the water column stuff, which you can't really replicate by yourself. So last question. Yep, 500 meter swim time, still the same. And a couple questions answered on that. You can use whatever stroke you want to for the pass, but as far as INDOC, you're going to have to do the fin, and you're going to have to do the combat recovery stroke for open water stuff. All right. Again, Green Feet for 15% off of merchandise and workouts. I appreciate you guys again coming on here, spending time. If you follow all the way through, appreciate it. Voice is getting all hoarse now. I usually don't like listening to myself talk. Actually, I don't like it anyways now. But I do this for you guys so that I can put the information out there and hopefully give you guys something that you might not have known before or you couldn't find on other resources. So I'll try and do this again for you guys, hopefully next month sometime. But I appreciate you guys hanging in there and listening to me. And again, if you have questions, please look up stuff on the internet or on my website before you come and ask me. And then after you're done with that, then you can go ahead and shoot them to me. All right. I appreciate it again, guys. Burn those boats and go towards your goal. I'll be there to help guide you, but it's always you that has to put in the effort. So make sure you're doing that every single day, and then you work towards your goal, and I guarantee that you're going to make it. So thanks again, guys. Take care.